Yeah.
Start recording this bastard.
Okay.
Have we got it, Jack? Okay, everyone, we're just easing ourselves into the warm bath that is
Using
this
the
podcast.
lubrication of...
Very exciting. What's the word? Spontaneous kind of situation here. Are we good? Hannah was at a gig last night in the Purty Kitchens, and she was at my gig and she criticised my gig. What did you say, Hannah? Just let John Colleary and James Goldsbury know the pressure that I'm subjected to on a daily basis.
I learned my lesson.
And speak into the fucking microphone. Sorry.
Okay, I learned.
Can I just say? See the mic?
Fucking leave me alone.
Okay.
Fuck off.
Okay, but say it.
Fuck off.
Stop trying to show off in front of your friends.
I am showing off in front of my
This is
friends.
showing off. They already know you. You showed off the most. That you can't show off anymore.
Okay, go on. Anyway, what
Okay,
you say?
so I learned my lesson that I never give you negative comments
Okay.
right after you get off stage. But with time, I'm bringing a constructive criticism.
Oh Christ! Anyway, she was saying, I heard all that old shit.
No,
and all
I
material."
said you did a lot of old jokes, but you mix them up with the new material, which they mingle really well.
No, that's
And
not.
you
That's
were
not
in
how
charge.
you. No. Like it's like going home with the worst member of the crowd. You know, it's like you know the heckler. You're like the worst heckler, and I have to. But anyway, you're right. But it's hard to come up with new material.
Oh, well.
John.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Deja Karen said that she buries her old material and sits down and write new material minute by minute, and she never goes
Anyway,
back.
can we acknowledge this very exciting day? We're here with John Colleary and James Goldsbury, original members of the Savage Eye team. Jack, do you want to just give us an introduction, Jack? I'm so angry because it's been taking ages to set up. And Hannah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Can't hear you.
Please,
Wait.
Huh? How could you not hear me?
Because I can't hear you.
Okay,
There you go. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can I just
you
say
still
that
hear me?
I don't want to bore people, right? But everything I said, it takes me an hour to set this up. So by the time I sit down, I'm having a nervous breakdown. And then Hannah, she rings me up today, and she just goes, thumbnails as regards to the podcast and making it more popular. Nobody knows what you're talking about when you're screaming about thumbnails.
Last episode.
Hannah,
Look,
you
could read the comments.
You're like a woman.
Everybody agrees.
You're like a Polish
want me-
woman in Brooklyn
Okay.
in 1962 on the corner of a street going, thumbnails. You sound like a mad woman.
Okay, do you want me to read your comments?
Yeah.
And people agreeing with me? Funny enough.
That's why we're not
And-
together.
I want to hear that.
And listen, that's true. And you had one of the most famous comedian, Reggie Watts,
Well.
and you had the least amount of views. Why is that, David? Did you ever think about it?
Okay.
Make me a hen.
The boys.
Okay, Jack, give us an introduction, please. Stop.
Okay.
Come on, Jack.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together, starring David McSavage, Hannah Andrews, and with two very special guests, Mr. James Goldsbury and Mr. John Colleary.
Go on, Goldsbury. Go on, Colleary. Well, this is very exciting for me because I haven't seen James Goldsbury in a long time. And
We were talking about it. It was John's dad's funeral.
oh, Jesus Christ. Thanks for bringing down the vibe.
I said not to say that.
Can you speak into the microphone, please?
can, yeah.
Can you point it towards your Gulliver?
Your
Certainly.
face box.
Oh, why don't you say speak up to the fucking microphone
What?
as you do it to me? All of a sudden,
Yeah, but
you
you-
are polite.
Hannah, that is how I
D4.
express affection, as you well know. It's a cultural thing, and if you don't enjoy it, it means you're a racist. Now, that's a bit of material there. That's right.
Very
John,
old.
can I just talk? I don't want to
Very
bring
old.
down... I don't want to bring down the vibe and atmosphere, Johnny. But I have to say, your dad's funeral and the priest. Do you remember that? Jesus Christ!
Oh,
do, you,
yeah.
do you remember that story? Do you remember
I
that?
do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
About the light bulb?
He's
No, John.
my dad's cousin
This-
as well.
Okay.
And
Oh, well, that's nice to know.
He's a very deliberate talker and thinker.
Well, okay. So can I just say,
You know?
how long ago was this?
It was
sorry.
September of 2018.
Oh yeah, and also John has this insane facility for dates.
I know.
Yeah.
What is the tricksy thing you have?
Yeah, like
It's wordplay. The other thing is the wordplay.
The wordplay and the other semi-spectrum
So
thing.
so you can by my birthday
I know
what day
what-
I was born.
Not
No.
necessarily. It's something it's more to do with my memory span, as in the 80s, 70s and 80s. I can remember, but before that,
Remember what?
I can remember. So if you throw a random date from the 80s at me, I'll figure out what day of the week it was.
What do you
I know, yeah.
like you
what,
know
what do you mean a random day?
And I know
Okay, how
I know
about
Jack's birthday is the 1st of August, and I know
amazing,
that
That's good.
Daniel's
That's
birthday is the 13th of October.
that's bonkers.
Excellent.
It's absolutely.
But
He's got like
David
a
doesn't
solid.
know. You know what I mean?
What?
David
He doesn't know that.
No.
He's like got a solid state. What day was Live Aid in 1985?
Well, that's an easy one. That's
Saturday.
Saturday the 13th of.
How would you fucking know
because
that?
it was a Saturday. Because
Everyone knows
And why are you not wearing your headphones, James?
Well, what do I
They're-
need?
oh no, sorry. No, I'm just saying you don't have to wear them. Sorry, James.
Oh yeah.
James, you don't have to if you don't
yeah.
want it.
No, no.
But you look professional with them on. You
Sorry,
look
James.
like we're in a
You're
studio.
just there.
Professional.
No, it's just so you can
Because you
hear
can't hear the
the boys and the sound effects.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter. Well, okay. So just in case anybody doesn't know, me, James Goldsbury, John Colleary, we started in Dublin around the same time ish.
You were before me.
Oh, yeah, you were
James
before
was before
us.
me as well.
And we did various pilots, TV pilots.
Yeah.
Oh, we did head records.
Head
Really?
records
Yes.
for the Channel
Remember the
4.
happy
I'd love
shoot?
to tell one story about that.
Sure.
We've got so much to talk about, but there was one story. Remember, we were shooting up in Belfast.
Aye.
See, I can't even say this
Why can't you say that?
because we were doing some sketch or something, and there was a dirty old mattress. And then I said, "Look, that's a Bosnian."
Yeah.
And the crew just said, "We can't work with
Can I
these
work
on-"
with you, David?
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
that,
God.
Where was that?
We
Was that
actually have to cut that out. But there was a producer. It was through your connection.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
fact,
yeah.
Paddy
Yeah, the little-
Keelty's
yeah.
production company, Green Ink,
yeah,
Aye.
Green Ink, eh?
and there was a producer.
The
Keith.
little guy, Keith.
Well, can we talk about him?
Listen, don't
But just
Don't mention
use
his
the
name.
just wait. Just the Bosnian thing mattress. Just,
No,
just
that's gone.
No, just censor it. Don't just leave it in. Just censor it. You know.
Oh yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
But maybe just don't mention the name.
Oh,
Just
you
as
should.
Okay, so there was
producer.
a producer in this Green Ink, and he really desperately wanted to be funny,
Yeah.
but he was. It was so frustrating working with this guy that he was the opposite of what I think a producer should do. I actually looked up on Wikipedia the definition of the producer, and he was doing the opposite.
Yeah.
So he was a con juicer.
Con juicer.
Oh,
But he was, you know, what would he say? He'd say things like, you know, oh no, he had one idea for a sketch, which was a balls fairy,
The balls fairy, yeah.
and
Yeah.
and he thought he was going to create this show that was going to be like Little Britain, and there was going to be big placards, you know, in cities everywhere. So the balls fairy idea was a guy is very timid. And
Yeah.
something happens and he doesn't stand up for himself. Then the balls fairy arrives.
That's right,
And
yeah.
he just anoints you and suddenly you grow a pair of balls and then we replay the scene and he does what he should have done.
all right.
Yeah. Be
It's
dressed
really,
in
it's
like
absolutely box office.
Box office.
And this
Oh,
guy
really
was
funny.
fucking desperate to shoehorn this idea anywhere he could. And he wouldn't let it go. Dave, you know, I don't know why we can't work together. Because you're shit. And that was called Head Wreckers.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Well,
And I remember
that was before The Savage Eye.
that was when, and that got made, and then
That got made by
2000
Channel 4.
Channel 4,
2007.
and then RT were kind of going, so you're in English
Yeah, that's right.
television, yeah.
Mm.
Well, do you want to do something with us, like?
Yeah. Well, no,
Pretty
there
much.
was a competition was put out, and 4 production companies put in different pilots.
Comedy Labs.
Oh yeah.
It was called Funny Ha Ha.
Oh, that's right, the RTE one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Project Ha Ha.
Project Ha Ha. Yeah. Anyway,
What I
sorry,
remember
I'm jumping around because it's very exciting.
I remember about that week. We spent a week in Belfast making that series,
It all
that
got-
show,
it all
the
got a bit
Head Wreckers thing.
foot.
And I remember, you in the Gestapo uniform, the black one.
Was Goldsbury in this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were up in Belfast, and we were in some kind of place in East Belfast, which was kind of a...
Yeah.
And somebody had burnt a
That's
house
right.
down.
The entire road.
Okay,
houses
wait a
have
sec.
been
Oh yeah,
burnt down.
so we were shooting in Belfast.
Yeah.
And the sketch was, what was the sketch about?
It was
was-
you
oh,
saying, I like.
Oh yeah, so the premise,
I
the
really
premise,
like the Jews.
the premise of the sketch show, Head Wreckers, was that we're all sitting around a table like this in a writer's room,
Yeah.
and then we're trying to come up with ideas, and then it cuts to the sketches, and some of them were working and some of them weren't, and then the premise was that you came up with this idea, which was
The Nazis. Or the Benny Hill.
yeah. You said you said oh yeah, I think. Nazis or something.
Being
We're
chased
chasing
by-
a kid around,
Yeah.
and then we're going to say, oh, "How are we going to make that
How are we gonna
funny?"
make it
This
funny?
kid.
Yeah.
And it was actually,
Yeah.
and then you say, "Oh, Benny Hill music." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? God forgive us. And then it cuts to us in Belfast, dressed as Nazis, running around the street. And
Yeah.
you said it was in East Belfast.
It was. Well, we were shooting on a particular day in this kind of a what looked like a disused lock-up, but it was open air, and
Yeah.
it was like big gates, kind of rough ground, and somebody had actually burnt a house down a few nights previous, and there was smoke coming out of it, which really helped with the scene, if you know what I mean. Because Jack was running through the smoke, I remember that. But I remember we were all in between shooting it, and you were standing at a car with your full-on Gestapo thing on, and they were all around you going, David, do you want to go back to the studio now? David, do you want to have a cup of coffee here, or do you want to go back to the studio? Do you want to go back to the unit base? And you said, hey, can everyone stop doing the stupid accent? It was funny for a while, but it's really annoying me now. And they all went,
Jesus.
I think over the period of that week, Dave, you were like a whistling kettle, slowly building up a.
Yeah. No, I took it. Yeah.
those productions will do that to you, though.
Anyway, that's right. It's funny. Yeah, I remember
Was
one.
there a moment that you properly lost your rag there?
Yeah.
There was a few. I can't remember. Well, no, there was one time I did a pilot before this, which was called "Oh No, It's McSavage," and we were trying to get permission to film in some little park, and the parking attendant, I literally, as Werner Herzog described Timothy Treadwell, I was incandescent with rage, but that's just being young and so on. But I think James Goldsbury, he'd look at me and go, what's wrong with you?
Why do I have to do this?
But James had amazing good ideas and came up with this really good sketch, which was the Roy Keane sketch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the Roy Keane sketch was James. Was it James and Eleanor?
Well, I have to give Eleanor credit
Yeah.
there as well.
So
Eleanor Tiernan.
that sketch was what's the word? Not pastiche. It was a tribute to
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse.
No, it was a tribute.
Homage.
It became.
It became
Oh yeah, no, it was an homage to
Hold on.
Roy Keane, or Goodfellas,
Goodfellas,
Joe Pesci and Ray Liotta.
yeah.
and the scene where
What's so funny about me?
What's so
that
funny
one,
about me?
yeah.
And it tied into Roy Keane's personality because
Yeah.
he was so trigger happy, he was so ultra sensitive. He was like. So what was it? The Amy Winehouse.
It became Amy Winehouse
Yeah.
for Head Wreckers. You were Amy Winehouse.
You dressed up. You had a
And
full
you go,
on.
"What's it- you think I'm funny? I mean, what's the fat law? You fuck off.
Yeah, it didn't
Remember
really work, did it?
No.
No.
But
So
you did Amy Winehouse for some Savage Eye, didn't you?
I don't know.
Or Savage
But
Eye?
anyway, so the sketch was where Roy Keane is. They're in the locker
Is
room,
Pesci.
and somebody says, "Ah, that's so funny, Roy. What's so funny about me? What
Yeah,
funny
what's
like
so
I'm a clown."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out from your
Yeah,
show.
usual.
So that was a very
Mick
funny
McCarthy,
sketch.
you kind of have to give the whole Saipan background, don't you, to
Yeah.
give the context.
And
to
we-
why
but-
it-
and
Oh,
we-
that's right. It was
Yeah.
Mick McCarthy. Is my microphone high enough?
yeah.
We did it again then with Mick in Savage Eye. We did it in a dressing room with Liam
Hurricane,
and myself, and you were,
Mick McCarthy.
yeah, and he was Roy. Liam
Yeah,
was Roy.
yeah.
And we were all like, Rooney was in it as well, I think. Deck.
Oh, yeah, so sorry. I also just want to give a little bit of background here to John Colleary, one of the kindest men in showbiz.
Will you stop?
Will you get out of
Get
that?
out of that.
So God knows, the first pilot I did was called "Oh No, It's McSavage," and that got rejected. And I was sure that was going to get you know the way you before something gets a green light, you start dreaming, okay, this is going to be taken to series, and then I'm going to get another series, and I'm going to sell multiple nights out in Vicar Street, and it was a very unrealized embryonic pilot. Anyway, it got rejected, and I was really depressed. I don't know if you remember back then. That was 2005 or something.
Think, yeah.
And I just sort of lay in bed for about 3 fucking months, and I was so depressed, and I was trying to cheer myself up by reading horrible books. About history to try and, well, at least I'm not suffering, but in fact it just had the effect of making me even more depressed. But then Colleary, I think one day called by and said, come on, we'll just make something else. So anyway, whatever he said, it rang a bell inside my noggin and the penny dropped. And then we put, and then I think your contact with Green Ink, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was that.
We made something and then you were shopping it around.
No, Bernard O'Shea told me that a guy...
Ex-friend.
Oh, yeah.
I fell out with it.
Persona non grata.
He said that guy from Green Ink was coming down to the International, and I had the DVD that we had made.
Who's that guy? Oh,
That producer.
Keith.
Pete, guy from...
Oh, we can't say his name. Yeah. Okay.
I gave him the DVD, and you were never happy about it. He goes, why'd you give him the DVD? and then this is really good. Hey,
We like it.
really like it. You
Do you want to have a meeting?
Yeah.
Next thing we're
got
having chicken wings.
100 grand off Channel 4, and then
Did we get 100 grand off Channel?
Yeah, it was 100 grand.
What we did? Did we get anything?
Who get
That
the
was
money?
the budget, yeah.
We got something.
100,000 sterling
Jesus.
for half an hour.
So yeah, but I mean, we it was all put into the
production.
production.
On the
But so that was in a thing called the Channel 4 Comedy Lab.
Yeah.
And there was a famous actor now was a little kid that back then. What was his name?
Will
Poulsen.
Will Poulsen. Yeah. He's in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird looking microwave head in him.
Rooney hated him.
Did he?
Can't stand the gun. He was in loads of fucking stuff. And
Was Rooney in the was Rooney in Head Records?
yeah.
He was, yeah.
He was great.
He is great. Yeah.
He did the Michael Pikey Jackson.
When we were fighting,
We can't say Pikey, can we?
Of course you can't. Well, that's the character.
the character was called Pikey Jackson, and he was a.
Yeah.
I remember that scene. I remember the directors were saying he was doing it too well, and he had to. He was really good at the Michael Jackson impression.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
And he had to tone it down.
Well,
you Michael Jackson.
Declan Rooney, he's like this unsung comedy hero, but like he doesn't need a stage or an audience. He's just happy to perform in front of whoever is around.
Do you remember what he did during COVID here? He came over to the house here. Me and David were here, and obviously it was during COVID, so everyone's starved of any social interaction. He comes over with a few cans of Stella, and we're having a chat in the front room. Then I go to the toilet, and I go and I'm taking a piss at the toilet, and I look at the shelf, and there's no toiletries left, and I'm thinking, do we not have any toiletries, David? Like, there's no shampoo, there's no toothbrush, there's no toilet paper, there's no toothpaste or anything. And David comes in and is like, I can't remember. We're trying to remember if we have any toiletries or not. And then we eventually find a bag full of toiletries in the corner of the bathroom. He just went in there and hid it, like, for no reason. He just left like he was gone.
He was probably stealing them and forgot to bring them.
Forgot to steal the
Forgot to take them with me.
But yeah, Rooney, he'd say something and then he'd do the dramatic
That's right.
exit. Yeah,
That's right.
So then we did that Head Records, and then we were on RTE's radar again, and then there was 4 other pilots, and then ours got picked up, which was fucking great.
Well, that was great. All the best.
That was it. But remember how? I remember when the Comedy Lab.
Oh, why did the Irish drink so much?
That was the first.
That was the first one. And sorry, John, what were you saying?
I was just thinking about the time that Green Ink came and said, we really like it. It's really fantastic. We had a meeting. Next thing, we're going to make it. And remember, you shitting yourself. Ring me up. Jesus Christ, we're going to make it. What the fuck? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Well, the fear of it.
Because the idea
Feel
of
the fear,
of
do
like
it anyway.
the idea of like it was quite something. It wasn't it like to have professional people around, lights, cameras. But we certainly didn't work well. Well, I didn't work well with this dude. God love him. He didn't really.
No,
I mean, he was well intentioned, but as we say, the road to hell is paved.
Was
with
he on
good
the
intention.
Savage Eye or just
No.
Just that one.
I was walking back from when we were filming up there, and I was walking up the road towards the hotel, and I saw you talking with him, and I just thought, I'm not going to get involved in this conversation. Just walk past you, and I could just hear you saying, "Yeah, but you can't produce. You know, you can't." You don't. And I just kept fucking going. Right, I don't want to be part of this.
I was terrible. Yeah, I remember, and then me and him, we were getting on so badly. We had to talk to the head guy, Stephen Stewart,
Stephen.
and and he was just sitting there, guys. We're just gonna have to figure out how to work together. And I'm just looking, I can't.
Because he's a really nice guy. I met him, RTE.
Which guy?
From Green Ink, Stephen.
Yeah. But anyway, Fair Fox to Green Ink, they gave us an opportunity.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh God! And then every 10 seconds, Shane Allen, opinion makers.
Opinion makers.
Shane Allen, yeah.
Shane Allen.
He's
Shane
head
Allen.
of comedy now on BBC.
Is he?
Yeah. He left Channel 4 after we rode him.
Wrecked it.
So yeah. Anyway,
So what happened with Head Records then? It didn't get picked up, or it just did the pilot?
It was just a pilot, and that was it.
Right,
it was just a pile of.
Pilot.
And there was
But-
one or two good bits
But
in it.
it's a learning curve, isn't it? It was
Yeah.
it was a lot of funny stuff over there, and just interact with all the professional cameraman, writer. You had a platform to
Be a Nazi.
express yourself.
It
Yeah.
was the foundation for the Savage Eye.
Yes.
Jack, you were talking about shitting in other people's houses earlier on. What's that about?
Yeah, well, some people don't shit in other people's houses, but I kind of have a feeling like, it's a natural process of the human body, and what's it there for? Some people think it's very rude to leave
poo
a steaming pile of hot shit in someone's.
Well, he wouldn't leave it.
No,
Smash it.
I understand that. Yeah. Yeah,
I
well, if you leave
left that
it,
there
if you
for
leave
you.
it in the what's the thing where you pull up the cinder block on the toilet?
The cistern.
The cistern.
Cistern.
Yeah, that's a good one. Shit in someone's cistern.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
You
please,
should. I'm
do
surprised
it.
you didn't got me sister and me brother. What are you thinking of that?
I'm in recovery for that. God, yeah. Some people have to shit in other people's houses, though. I know people who come to the house and they just go,
Deliberately.
immediately go, I use the toilet. And
It's just because they don't have their own toilet in
Maybe
their
not.
own house.
Maybe not.
Or maybe it's dirty.
Just a thing, though. It's just a thing with some people. They're straight into the jacks when they come to the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see a really nice toilet and I don't need to go to the toilet, but I wish I.
No, I think it's a rare enough thing. You shouldn't really shit in some of that.
I don't understand though. What's the big deal?
I know
toilet.
but I know
Yeah.
some people who wouldn't go to toilet in other people's houses.
Sorry, can I just?
It's a good topic.
Can I ask you, James? When did you start doing stand up?
About August, September 1998.
Wow.
Where was
First gig in the Inter. Paddy Courtney was the first person to pay me a fiver.
Wow.
Which I thought, this is great. Someone just gave me €5.
Paddy Courtney?
£5.
He does VOs now, doesn't he?
That's all he
Voiceovers.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's, Inter 98. And then
And who was running the Inter back then?
Brendan Dempsey, maybe.
Yeah.
Courtney.
Courtney. Who else was knocking around there?
Maybe.
Ian Coppinger.
Well, he's
Ian Coppinger doesn't age. Have you noticed that?
He's very compact.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
compact and
He's
bijou.
very compact. Dempsey and
Who the fuck else? I can't
Courtney and his partner, what's her name
remember.
again?
Oh, Fiona.
Fiona.
Yeah.
They ran it between them, I thought.
Yeah.
Or something like
When
that.
did Des take over?
No, that was
That
the
was the
Wednesday
seller,
night.
actually.
So
Huh?
Des started the Thursday night,
Yeah.
and then that became Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
And it was Thursday, Saturday for a little while. And then they threw the Friday into it.
They just remembered it was a
about
day
Friday, yeah.
between Thursday
Yeah.
and Friday.
But that really took off
Saturday.
really quickly with him.
Who, with Des?
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it when he did his work experience, that's when it
That's
took
when
off.
and was people queuing out
Yeah,
down the street to see Des.
yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, yo, man. He was great. He just didn't take shit from the audience. He fucked some girl's bag down the stairs. Went, get the fuck out. He was lost with her. Like that'd
Yeah.
be filmed. If that happened now, it'd be filmed, and you'd be fucked.
To be cancelled.
Oh yeah.
You'd be
I know
thrown
what
out.
you
It's
mean.
comedy.
Yeah, thank God. That's right. Most of life it should be acoustic, but now it's been electrified. You know,
Everything.
which is
Yeah.
that's a really good point. A lot of things should stay local. You should be allowed to. Well, I'm not obviously certain things you shouldn't be allowed to, but certain things. It's okay to fuck up occasionally. I mean, you
Everything
kinda
is public now.
Yeah.
Everything.
which is potentially very dangerous. I don't know what the fuck, lads. So, excuse me. Yeah. No, I've got a lot to talk about, but I don't even know what to talk about.
Well, where
That's
to
okay.
start?
That's okay.
Have I
It's
thrown
okay.
a spanner
Okay.
in the works? 'Cause
No,
I
you
wasn't
haven't. You haven't
supposed to
thrown.
be here.
David is
what's
never
the-
prepared, so
What's
don't
the
worry.
opposite of a spanner in the works?
I don't know.
No spanners in no works.
And did you take a long break from doing stand-up?
Well, COVID didn't fucking help. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
And do you play in the UK?
I haven't played in the UK in ages. Well, I was doing well over there. I was doing the Glees and Jongleurs and Up the Creek and all that jazz. And
Have you played in those places, the Up the Creek and
No,
the Jongleurs?
I've done
How
the
come?
Jongleurs thing.
Well, I suppose the Laughter Lounge is the closest thing that we have to Jongleurs.
I've done the Top Secret thing on your recommendation.
Oh yeah,
That was good.
I
really
played
like that.
I think I used to play the Laughter Lounge, and then I can't remember for what reason, but then they banned me 15 years ago or 20 years ago.
Is it that long ago?
Yeah, but you know, there's something about the Laughter Lounge that didn't gel with me.
Yeah. It's a different thing. It's sometimes not always clubby like the International would be, or
You mean that a lot of people aren't necessarily
just
going
out.
there to
People are out.
Yeah, they're not necessarily going there to see comedy.
Work dues, stag dues, hen
What
dues.
what
stuff like
makes
that.
a good comedy club when you go in to perform?
People who've specifically gone to see comedy.
yeah,
What?
It's like you were on fire there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if you get groups of people are the worst to play to. I
Yeah.
think
yeah,
like-
because they have a. Yeah, I was going to come up with some half-assed theory, but now I can't.
Did we do that gig? Was it for Brian Cowan's brother? Was that our gig?
No, that was I know what you're talking about now. You're talking about a gig in Tullamore in about 2015, 16, 15 maybe. And we were there around Christmas time, and it was you.
Were you there?
Yeah, you, me, Pat, and Mac McMorrow, Dermot.
And all I just remember at the end of it, we were hiding in the green room, and some secretary said, "He's ruined our Christmas."
You were hiding
I was hiding.
in a room,
Yeah.
and you had said various things, and you had a proper go at it.
At Brian Cowan being a big blubbery alcoholic
Because their
mess.
family, his family, not his brother, but some of the family were at a table to the side,
Yeah.
and there was punters on the dance floor in the middle, and somebody in the Cowan table got really annoyed, and you were going, fuck off, you fuck. Didn't give them the full 2 barrels, and someone in that part of the room said, "We want our money back."
Yeah.
And some lad at the front went, "We want our country back."
Oh, brilliant.
And it went,
Oh, fantastic.
and then there was other lads at the back putting their hands in their pockets and looking at their biceps, going, something's going to happen here. We're like,
Great.
and then afterwards, some woman came in to her. The truest, I mean, the same thing exists. There's a side room, like where tables are stored, and they have a table out in the middle of it, and staff are coming and going. There's an ice machine, and we were sitting around this roundy table, and you went, oh fuck, and you came off stage and you went into another room, and then this woman came in all distraught. You can't say that sort of stuff. And McMorrow's gone, she's up to me going, "You're Dave McSavage." And I was going, I'm not. "You can't say that, this is Tullamore." And she was like, she was going, "I'm 60, I'm an old woman." And McMorrow had just
didn't
turned
say
60.
that. Yeah.
McMorrow just turned 60, and he went, "That's not old." And then she just went, "You've ruined Christmas."
But listen,
And I thought that was the best
Oh,
thing
God.
to ever say.
And then, and you ruined our country. Go on.
Well,
but it was quite extravagant. So Cowan's family employed 4 of you to go over
they
there.
didn't. No, they
So
didn't.
what
It
was
was
this?
literally it was a tour show. I think Donald might have booked that one. It was just a kind of a tour show, Christmas Savage Eye live, blah blah blah.
Oh, God.
And
how come they were?
they just came.
Oh,
They just came to
right.
the show, and they had tables at the
Okay.
side.
Okay,
There's
okay.
maybe 2 tables, and they've his brothers, and they have some of them are solicitors in.
Yeah,
that
I've
town
said
and
this
stuff
before.
like
Any of those sort of corporate events, the staff are it's an extension of their work. They don't necessarily want to be there, and so they're not there. So they're kind of looking at you like this, and in other words, any entertainment is part of the problem. They'd rather not be there. So so it's a fairly hostile audience.
Yeah.
So you need a very special set of skills to pull those
Yeah.
kind of gigs off, i.e. Barry Murphy doing
that.
Gunter.
Just been able
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do something
Yeah.
that's
Well, you refer to them as well when you talk about them,
Yeah.
rather than your. You don't want to listen to your shite material.
No, yeah, that's right. So you
Yeah.
have to get local knowledge
yeah.
and
Yeah.
tailor your gig to them.
I did a gig for Stackstown Golf Club. Tony Ferns got it from me. He was full of coppers.
Well, can we just tell people, because it's kind of important,
Yeah.
just for,
Tony
I want to
Ferns.
hear this story. Sorry, who's Tony Ferns? Does anybody want to tell people who Tony
Well,
Ferns
Tony
is?
Ferns is one of the gentlemen of Irish comedy. He ran the Halfpenny Inn.
the Battle of the Axe.
Battle of the Axe
Tuesday
For
night.
how long?
20 something years.
15 at least.
As much as anyone, he's responsible.
He brings-
For nurturing and giving
Yeah,
people
yeah,
a platform.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
literally anybody could get a gig in that place. couldn't
Yeah,
they?
anyone now was
Yeah.
gigging for Tony. It was great. He ran it well.
Yeah.
Out in the street from 5 o'clock with his placard. Come in. I can't
Yeah.
do his
Yeah,
voice.
Yeah. It's a great voice.
Yeah, and you won a rubber duck if you were the best of the evening.
Yeah, lovely.
You won it as well, David. I remember.
We all won it.
Yeah,
We all
little
won,
duck.
yeah.
Yeah.
And a cert.
And a cert, yes.
Ah, yeah.
And a
Yeah.
photograph.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
lovely. Go on.
great.
So,
Keep
so
it.
sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, Stackstown Golf Club. Tony Ferns got it from me, and I had a signed contract. And I went on, and they just fucking hated me. They just didn't want to know. You know. Did
Will you
ever-
tell Dave what the guy said before you went on?
Oh, he says don't.
No, before he introduced you, he was talking about
Oh yeah.
it's a Coppers golf
Yeah,
club,
he
isn't
says,
it?
So, sorry, what do you mean? You mean it was all a Garda?
Guards, yeah.
Stackstown Golf Club is full of cops, and
Why is it full of Gardaí?
it's just where they all go.
Oh, right.
And
Where's Stackstown?
up Rathfarnham.
Oh, right,
the hills.
okay.
And the greens were all famously dug up by the general.
Yeah.
He drove up there, dug up all their greens just to piss them off.
Jesus, yeah.
And the guy, he bringing me on. He says,
Well, now there's just before we bring on the comedy, let's have a few moments silence for members of the club who passed away during the year.
and then there's a few moments silence, and he goes,
And now comedy.
No, he didn't. That's
He
not
did.
true.
That is true.
That's not true.
It is, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
It was a
not.
bit of-
That can't actually.
Bit of a paraphrase, but
But how would he
I know
even?
comedy.
I know. Yeah.
And, the comedy silence of James Goldsbury. What's your name again?
Goldsbury. And he brought me on, and it was shit, absolutely shite.
Were they talking or were they?
No, they just didn't want to know. It was all folded arms, yeah. They just had their dinner, you know. And there was one guy. He was saying, yeah, I was cursing, and I'd been told not to curse before I went on, and he was an elf, maybe 75 or something. He was going, you can't come up here. You can't be cursing coming up here like that. And I was trying to placate him. I said, just chill, relax. I said, did you have a good game of golf today?
Yeah, I had a great game of golf today.
And I said, what did you go round in? And I just kind of thought about what the answer I could give him. And I decided to answer the question for him. I said, so what did you go round in? A wheelchair? And it was just fucking
For fuck's sake.
and the guy who booked me,
That's He's almost like so. The
Yeah.
Garda is so built into his DNA that he's.
yeah. And they actually, I was standing there, and so friend Hannah is me, and he came on. The guy says, and well, we've all had enough of that. And took the microphone out of my hand, and then the guy who booked me. He was outside the gig. And he was
Crying.
leaning against the radiator going, I told you not to curse. I told you not to curse.
That's
He had to
great.
pay me anyway.
I'm glad they
Did
fucking
you
paid
get a good pay? At least?
No.
It was 800 quid or something.
Oh, well,
Used
that's
to be-
pretty good.
Used to be great.
Yeah.
With Dave. Dave was the counsellor for me anyway. Maybe many others too. Post the most horrible death at corporate events. Just ring him.
Oh, right.
And Dave.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Dave? I did this gig out in Druids Glen. It was, oh, yeah. What happened? I just did, and then your man told me to, and then this woman cried, Jesus Christ, and he just laughed at it.
Yeah.
And that used to make it all right.
I used to do. That's right. Actually,
right.
me and PJ used to do that when me and PJ were closer, and the best way to get over a gig is to say like this,
Yeah.
and then to laugh directly in your face,
Exactly.
and it dissipates.
Yeah.
How many series of Savage Eye were you in?
2 maybe.
Yeah.
Bits of 2.
And why were you only in 2? What happened?
Well, I guess some sort of animosity had developed between us.
Well, I kind of.
Well, I was only in one. I was makeup artist for one
no.
series.
Hang on a second. I know.
Because animosity is
Sorry, go on,
developed
Hannah.
between us.
Okay, let Hannah talk.
No, but I was just saying that you better off because I was only makeup artist for one series because animosity is aroused
No, there was
between us.
there was one.
And that's why we're not together.
We don't need to go to the details.
Oh no, but I mean you've opened up the can of worms,
No,
so
you
obviously
just-
no. I mean
let's talk about
yeah,
James.
yeah, but Hannah, there was
But
one.
there wasn't only one.
There was one.
There was a
litany.
a series
An
of
accumulative
events,
effect.
accumulative and behavior and
a
lack of
clitoris
respect.
a clitoris of
And
problems.
the woman coming to the house and banging up the door and screaming in the middle of the night, saying, "You promised me that you leave her."
That's
What's that?
I think we'll take a break there.
So
We'll be right back. No, Hannah's referring to. Oh Christ! I don't.
okay, maybe we just
I
go back to
no, but I
James.
feel like you're talking about an affair, and the boys are aware of. I don't want to traumatize them, but I mean
I
they're
mean,
already.
I think they're grown up
traumatized.
now and they can laugh about it. And
We heard that before. You said that.
Oh right,
before.
yeah. So I was having an affair,
What?
and the girl that I was having an affair with,
There's the holy water.
knocked. It was banging on the window, going,
but it was middle of the
you
night.
told me you'd leave her, and then Hannah was like, "Who's that woman? Why is she crying? Why, no, who's that woman? Why is she banging on her door? And why is she going?" Or something like that. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, where were we?
Go to James. Yeah, what happened? What
So
happened?
James, no, I was a.
Well, let James say.
I know.
I don't really remember,
So
to be
show,
honest.
show on the teddy bear where David touched.
No, James. James. I was basically hypercritical, unnecessarily, of you, and I was. I'm trying to figure out because I'm trying to word this correctly. I was critical of you, and very unfairly, in hindsight, because you have a certain set of skills. You have a certain Goldsbury-ness about you that's fucking brilliant. Right, Johnny?
Yes.
Thank you. And I
Validate Dave.
was cutting you out of sketches, and you said, rightly, well, fuck this. I'm not going to be just doing a sketch here.
Yeah.
And you should have been, would have, could have, because you were the one of the originals. So I fucked up, and I there you go.
I think that will suffice.
No, John,
and
don't get
actually-
just. I mean, it is awkward, Johnny.
It's awkward, I know, but it's
Johnny,
But-
can I say Johnny doesn't like awkwardness?
Okay,
No.
but I must say that you.
John gets on with everybody,
one
the fucker.
Yes.
I know.
John Cleary gets on with everyone.
That's why I was in every
we were
series.
with John. Can I
That's
just
right.
say?
Actually, that's right. He's a shape-shifting bastard.
I know,
He's
yeah.
every
Pretending.
fucking. He's in every TV show.
Go
John
Yes.
home,
Cleary.
go home and be angry.
No, yeah. Well, no, that's what John Cleary. He's very tightly packed, and he's got. I mean, this was
Not
him.
anymore.
No, not anymore. But I always had this idea where John, he's just ready to blow at any moment, and so he just drives out and just looks at a tree. And
That's
just-
right.
For about 2 hours, and calms down. But now you don't have that because you've been in a long-term relationship.
Yeah, long term.
And how long have you been going out with your wife?
5 years in next
Oh,
month.
5 years, only
Next
5. I
month,
thought it was a lot longer.
That's success. 5 years. That's a nice stuff.
Is it only 5 years? I would have thought it was like 15 years.
No.
No.
I listen. Can I just say there was the other day John came here, and I was here, and we were talking about James. Sorry to say, in front of him, and and I said, you didn't like James.
Who
And
said that?
I said it to you.
Huh?
Because you cut him out of
Sorry,
Savage Eye.
Sorry, Hannah, what are you talking about? You were talking to John.
No, we were three of us, and I said,
Who was three of us?
John, yourself, and
When-
myself.
when was
it was
this?
just like a few weeks ago.
It was
and then
Where was this?
Drogheda.
just in Drogheda. And I said you didn't like James, and then you said, I'm sorry about this because I wasn't right. So there was,
Yeah.
When were we
I'm
talking?
okay. I'm okay. With
When
it,
were
Dave.
we
It
talking
doesn't-
about that?
well, we were three of us.
But in the funnier parts of
No, what Hannah
Of
was
us.
just saying is
I
that
was
David.
just saying that
Hannah
you
just said that
regret
Dave,
it.
Yeah.
Or you just why
No,
are you
I-
all this defensive? Just like, listen to it. Just don't take.
No, I
bits of
regret it because James
information.
is as good
And you
as
said that, yes.
we're equally, or we've got our talents, and who and thinking, it maybe the green light, or that it went to my head. I lost the run of myself in certain regards, and that was one of them.
No, I'm just
sorry.
taking
Hey, listen,
your
I'm
side.
okay with
I
it,
said,
Dave. I don't-
no, but
Yeah,
I-
well,
what I'm saying
No,
is
you're
that
not.
you said that you're regretting that, and that was a nice thing because a lot of times you just cut people off and then say, "Well, that's it,"
okay.
But I mean, it's not a big
John,
deal.
shut
It
the fuck
it
up.
happens
I know.
though. When
It
you're-
happens
when
in
you're,
life,
when you're in
yeah.
an endeavor. And
Yeah.
But it was funny the way you used to do
James.
James impersonations. I did them too, but
What was that?
James did them. James, somebody said once. I think
I
he
just never
said.
fucking got this. Go on.
But he said once that he couldn't do.
He
couldn't impersonate himself as well as we could. But you used to do this thing where.
Where are we going to find an island or something?
Oh, that was one thing he did say.
What did he say?
That's right.
It was
yeah.
it was
We was
to do
on
with
finding
the
an island.
property episode where the character was a Robinson Crusoe character
Oh yeah,
who moves into a house completely suited and booted, brand new house in was Adamstown we went to, and it was like his ghost. It ended up he being the only person living there. And he ended up like Robinson Crusoe, wandering around the estate in rags, long beard, looking for people.
Ghost
And then
estate,
we decided then that this fella should go the opposite way to Robinson Crusoe and end up in, liberated and live on an island as a liberation. As a liberation. And we said this to James in a conference speakerphone.
In a
So
writers'
James,
meeting.
and you were going, so James, listen, he's going to live on an island, the guy. And James went, yeah, that's all very well, Dave, but where are we going to get an island before Monday?
Did you not think that's a good impression of you? It's horrible to hear yourself being impersonated.
I know you can't
Yeah,
hear
I
it.
can't
but
hear
people
it.
can't hear it
The
themselves.
funny thing is, when you hear yourself back recorded, then you sound the way you sound. But when you're speaking, you don't sound the way you sound to other people because of
I know.
bones in your
And
head.
are you riding anyone?
No, I was going out with a German girl till last year.
For how long?
4 years.
Oh, right.
Four,
Everybody's
really?
going
Was it
out for
four?
4
About
years.
4, yeah. Yeah.
But you used to say it with James, and this has just been playful. You used to go, yeah, Goldsbury going to the shop to buy shoes. Do you remember that?
Oh, shoes,
You used
yeah.
to go in, you say, hey, Goldsbury goes into a shop, and
Yeah,
they
you-
go,
you-
hey, sir, can I help you? And you go, shoes.
You used
No,
to pick
you-
on
you-
James.
Yeah.
No, but you
These
latch
things,
on.
you know.
But you
Yeah.
latch on to things. And
Yeah.
that came out. We were doing the writer's room stuff in the International one day. And I had like,
Oh, sorry, the writers' room in the International. This is before the Savage Eye.
even before Head Records.
Before Head Records.
Remember-
Oh yeah, we had big
Yeah.
meetings.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
actually we were quite smart,
good,
really.
wasn't
Because if you look at any decent sketch show, there's always tons of fucking writers. There was more. It seemed to be a little bit more camaraderie, or maybe there still is camaraderie. Everybody breaks off into little cliques. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. But I was wearing black shoes, and you just. He goes, "Were you black shoes?" And then that was it. You're on. It's fucking shoes.
Shoes forever.
It's shoes
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Shoes.
Well, it's funny you say that, James, because almost every fucking writers' meeting during the Savage Eye, to get the circulation, the comedy circulation going, we'd sit there and we do impressions of certain comedians.
yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to say who they
No.
are, but and then we'd build up that sort of. Our blood would get up, and then we'd start trying to write the sketches.
Yeah.
But sketch writing, people think it's all a big laugh, but it's a lot
It's
of.
the opposite of that.
Well, it's you're really trying to get to, for a sketch to succeed on TV. First of all, even if it's tried and tested in front of an audience, that's one thing. But then, where do you put the cameras? How is it? There's lots of things that can fuck it up.
Yeah.
What do you reckon were the most successful sketches James had a really good sketch.
The
This is
oral
before
desynchronization.
Yeah, the oral desynchronization. So basically, it was a guy who, when he talked, his voice went out of sync with himself.
Yeah.
Which is a very
Was
nice
it for
idea.
Headwrecker?
No, but it was
I
great.
remember that
It wasn't.
sketch.
I think it was
Yeah, I think
Headwreckers.
so.
I remember you
'cause
were
I
having
remember that
having
sketch.
a chat with Keith about that because
Oh, he didn't like it.
it was too brightly lit, and you were giving out saying, "Yeah, it's too brightly lit," and you were having a go.
Oh yeah, I was freaking out about all the wrong things. But that was a magic idea,
Yeah.
and it would stand the test of time, because there's a lot of what did they always? There's a lot of there would be a phrase that Damien O'Donnell and Kieran Walsh. There'd be a lot of in that.
Sublimation.
No. There's a lot of stuff that you could fuck around with.
Steve,
Technical
It's good. A
stuff?
lot of comedy business.
Oh, business,
In the oral desynchronization. So you're having a conversation, and he's
Steve Coogan
Yeah.
actually can do that for real. He as a Mexican bandit, he goes, "What you talking about?"
that's an old one though, isn't it? The
No, but he
overdubbing. How you doing, my friend? Right,
Yeah, he does it well. He can
Yeah.
do it in real time.
He does that well.
Classic.
Yes.
So yeah.
I remember you had a really big studio on
Capable Street.
Street,
Yeah.
where you used to meet, like a big table.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were always like, what?
Yeah, I paid
12 of you?
€1,200 for that table.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we had a big office on the top of this solicitor's office.
With,
And
It was
what's his
fabulous.
name?
Peter.
Lickety
oh,
split.
oh, yeah,
Peter
Peter
Keatings.
Keatings. Peter Keatings. Jesus.
Les LaRue.
So what do you think were the most successful sketches, or in terms of do you think
Successful
or what
or
the ones
funniest, do you think? A lot of... Yeah, it's hard to say because it keeps... That series keeps moving with generations, and kids are watching, and they're watching particular ones now that weren't being watched 10 years ago. So,
But I think Nardee is always.
the Nardee one?
yeah.
People say Nardee and they don't know where it's from.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
It's
And
in the...
Yeah.
Lexicon.
That's
The
it.
one you remember the Head Records one we did about the two guys, their eyes lock and hello. is
Oh,
it me?"
Gay Moments.
Accidental
Do you remember
game
we were
moments.
caught? What happened in the lift when we were filming that?
No.
Myself and yourself were doing that Gay Moments thing,
Yeah.
and it's where my finger
Yeah,
touches.
yeah,
your
right,
finger.
right.
Remember we said, "Hey Dave, you know it'd be a great idea. We'll go up to the top floor and drop our trousers and come back down to where the
Yeah.
cameras are and the doors will open."
Yeah.
And of course, we came down to the wrong floor with two of us with our trousers around our ankles
And there was
in
some-
a lift, and it was it was girls getting in to go.
No.
Oh Jesus Christ, old lady! Hey, we were there with our trousers around our ankles in the lift.
And we were saying, no, we're shooting a sketch show. Yeah, right. Sure.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking dirty fuckers,
So Johnny, yeah, you're still playing in what's that place? The Laughter Lounge.
Yes.
You like it. You get on with everybody. What's that about?
Careful now, John.
It's
Well, how come
something
you get
I
on
have
with
to change. actually.
But you do see you get on with everyone, John.
I suppose
don't
it's
you?
a fear of conflict and a fear of falling out and not being approved of.
Maybe it's ability to go along with everyone.
Maybe.
Interpersonal
A piece-
social skills.
Yeah,
For
like a
peace.
peacemaker.
Maybe.
Yeah. But
the-
certainly, if it wasn't for John, I don't think we would have done the Savage Eye.
Well,
Thank you, John.
thank you.
Thank you.
And it's the only, and like being real about it out there. Gigs, goo gigs. I did a tour last year. I did gigs all over the place and meet a lot of people, and they all like want to. What's the Savage Eye?
Yeah.
You want to do the Savage Eye again?
Yeah.
Savage Eye.
So there was some good
There is-
definite moments that
do you
connected
guys
with
ever
the
think-
consciousness.
Do you guys ever think about doing sketch shows, something like that
Yeah.
again? You know,
I do. I think about that a lot. I don't
I
do
think
anything
there's a
about
bit-
it.
Yeah.
What
I think
about
there's
yeah.
a big gap in Ireland because there's nothing good like comedy wise coming out.
Well, I see
But,
that
like,
guy. I
we're-
see that
it's a
guy.
funny
I
country.
see that guy. The guy with the Garin music or something. You know, how does he? I talk like that, and he. Anyway, it's very funny. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good new. I mean, that's the amazing thing I wonder if social media was around when we were younger.
Would we have even bothered?
What?
Would we have even bothered to go the TV route?
Well,
because most people, like RTE, don't have money for sketches anymore. So
Well, I see this kid, Vittorio Angeloni.
Oh, yeah.
He's selling multiple nights out now in Leicester Square Theatre.
Really?
Only started off 2019. But this is the incredible thing about this social media. It is so revolutionary, whereby there's a route now that's completely outside. I've said this so many times, outside of TV
people
stations.
complaining they should wax lyrics of that song of yours.
Huh?
That, you know,
You said the same thing over and over. That's what.
yeah,
Hannah's saying.
that's, yeah.
Wax lyrics.
Yeah.
Wax lyrical. Is that
Wax
what you're-
lyrical?
Yeah.
Is that what? What does wax
Yeah.
lyrical mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody said it, but that's what it means.
Okay.
I'm just gonna read the you know,
So-
it was in the comments that you said it like every time.
Okay, sorry. Fucking hell. So, are you gigging Goldsbury?
I was, and then I'm kind of struggling again. At the
Struggling in what way? To be into it or to bother?
No, I'm still into it. I had a bit of a run of put on my own show in Whelan's. James Goldsbury's jogging with a bag of dog shite. Is what
What is it? Jogging with a bag of dog shit.
that's what I called the show. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and that was great. It was great crack. So yeah, I just.
Are you thinking of going to Edinburgh?
No, not a chance. I've done it plenty of times. It's a head fuck.
Well, is it what's
hard
what's head fuck about Edinburgh?
Getting crowds in, flyer
Oh, yeah.
in. It's a murder hole.
Have you done Edinburgh?
Not for a month. Not for. I did it 10 days, 2 weeks, a couple of times.
Yeah.
Free fringe thing,
Yeah.
which was okay.
And you're doing quite well now, sir. Are you playing in Liberty Hall?
I did Liberty Hall last year.
Oh, for the first time.
I did 3 nights there. And
John,
Well,
is,
so-
John is doing 3 Olympia.
I'm doing one gig at the 3 Olympia in
when-
September.
So what was it like doing the Liberty Hall?
I really enjoyed that. That was like...
Was that your biggest gig so far?
I guess it was for me as a solo act. Yeah, I guess it was, yeah.
So were you shitting it?
400 people.
Or were you just really looking forward
I was just
to
looking forward to it because
Yeah.
it was in the middle of a whole tour of the Ireland. So it was like 2 or 3 weeks into it. So I was on a bit of a
Yeah.
run, and it was just another. But it was really good. Really enjoyable.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, it was good. And 3 nights in there as well, which was kind of cool because first night was all a bit. Second night was.
So
more.
I don't know if we can talk about this. Are you doing? Well, obviously you're doing 3 Olympia with MCD.
Yeah.
And how did you? I don't know if we can talk about
Just
this.
why you want to go into details, payment? and
Well,
all
no,
that?
not going into payment.
just-
but no, but
They-
I just say that 3 Olympia
Yeah.
is a much better. I feel.
You're,
gig.
wa- you're,
But you
waxing,
said
you're
it
waxing lyrical again.
you know, David, you said it so many times.
Well, no,
It's
because you know the
really-
audience is there, the audience is there, the audience
I
is there, and
know, but like you're repeating yourself. Sorry.
that's fucking amazing. 3 Olympia.
Yeah.
When are you? When
15th of September.
Okay.
Sunday night,
Yeah.
15th of September.
Yeah.
Tickets from Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
And do we know?
So if you
support?
haven't seen John Colleary, you know, do yourself a favor. It's magic. Oh yeah, who's doing support?
Don't know.
Oh, hello, James.
No,
Don't know yet.
Don't even go there.
We'll
No,
see.
I just,
Well, maybe you should be politically correct and get a woman and lesbian and maybe transgender. Oh my God, you
black
can go
Muslim.
I
so
think I
far.
should, yeah.
And also, I think maybe it is a time to put your head together and create something better than you did
And
before.
I would say Johnny
Yeah.
as well.
You know, and just put it, instead of repeating yourself, start writing down and creating something really good.
Well. Actually, my point is actually that's the amazing thing about social media because I sell more tickets now than I did even at the height of the Savage Eye.
Suffer from dementia.
But I'm just trying to tell you that's what I was talking about. These younger comedians, like in terms of like, why do you do? It's great to do something successful on TV,
Follow
but
them.
ultimately. You wanted to transpose into fucking ticket sales so you can tour and actually make a living.
Exactly.
But
So
but
you
social
can
media,
actually put out
social
your
media
own
it makes
series.
that possible more so than having a successful TV show.
That's
Do you not do the shows as well as like an artistic thing where you enjoy actually Like,
Yeah.
Or is it all just a means to
Yeah, but it's
sell
the
tickets?
the desperation
Well,
isn't as you're not as desperate.
Are you doing the show to do a good show, or are you doing it to get bigger and sell more tickets? Like,
Well, no.
When you were doing the Savage
Are you
Eye-
talk?
Yeah, you guys, because you're saying all about selling more tickets, but like, do you not have a
Oh, I know what you know.
desire to make a,
No,
a
yeah, but-
project, you know?
Well, sorry. Obviously, we all have artistic needs that we want to meet, and it's just having a place, a repository to ejaculate these ideas into, and so. Social media, Instagram.
Yeah, but I
so you can
mean-
do.
But you can
you
do
get
it
an idea.
now.
But
You can make a sketch.
but yeah,
I mean,
yeah, but-
obviously, you're not doing it specifically for that
Yeah.
reason. But a side effect of it being good, whatever you're creating, is that people want to come and see you.
But an Instagram sketch isn't the same as.
But there is something interesting about all of that at the moment, in that the way we went, and it's not that long ago. It sounds like forever ago, but it's only 15 years ago, where this social media platform didn't exist the way it exists now. You had to sort of construct things in a certain way and sell them to somebody who might sell them to somebody else and make
Commissioning
a
editors.
thing. You know, commission to get the thing commissioned and get it made based on a very formal, what looks now like a very formal way of doing stuff, like letter writing compared to
Yes.
sending a text or something. And now there's a thing that I've noticed with Instagram that, like what you're talking about, young people, young heads getting like huge traction and huge ticket sales. There's almost an area in between, like filming a cup and going, cup, or making something really well cut and well put together. There's a bit of a rejection of that
yeah.
on social media, going, that's a bit too polished. We want something where it's almost, the medium is almost the message. The comedy bit is like maybe that it's slapdash or that it's 30 seconds long as opposed to a minute and a half of something. It's kind of a weird space that we're in.
Yeah, but I mean, I
know what you're saying
I
about-
see those, you know, and it is funny. Like, you see some sketches on Instagram, and they do make you laugh and everything, but it's not the same as watching like a really funny show. Like some of the sketches on Savage Eye,
Yeah.
and you know, it all links together and it's got a story through
Well,
it.
it's all short form as well on
So
Instagram,
short.
like 60
Yeah.
seconds, because
Yeah,
people
yeah.
just don't have the attention span to.
Yeah,
But
well,
you're talking about actually
but
making something for...
I think you don't need to do it for television. Like, you can put stuff up on YouTube. I mean, I remember I was watching this thing a few years ago. This American guys, they were putting it up on Facebook, and it was a stupid show, but it was very funny. The first series, they were doing like, it's called The Real Bros of Simi Valley, and
Alright.
it was like these kind of like dudes living in California, and they like, you know, like really rich, but they don't do anything with their lives and everything. But they put it up on Facebook, like 20-minute videos, and very funny, and then they get picked up and by certain people and make a lot of money. But I think because there is a lot of freedom, I actually think people think there's a lot of freedom on Instagram, but people are very aware of the algorithm, and they tailor their content in
To
order
channel it.
to channel
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
it's kind of the same thing in a way as the last thing, but just in a different way.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the thing is though, the way I maybe I've said this one before as well. Imagine being a painter and you have a paintbrush in your hand, and you have a canvas, and you dip the paint, and you're waiting for permission to paint. That's what it was like before social media.
Yeah.
Now you can
But I'm saying,
come up with an idea, record a sketch,
Yeah.
put it online, and get 3 people to watch it. But it satisfies
But
the need.
you can paint whatever picture you want, right? But you're only using a certain amount of paintbrushes because you're wanting to, you know, you're not maybe being as creative as you could be because you want to create certain content, you know.
Yeah, I've lost.
Not
I've
you,
lost
you know what I
the
mean?
plot.
But you could.
I've
do
lost.
whatever
I've lost the plot now. So, John, you're going to be playing in 3 Olympia in September. That's going to be very exciting. And the thing that I don't like, and like you were saying, doing 3 nights in a place, you can kind of build up John, could you pay attention to me?
I know. I'm just having to text.
John, I'm trying to talk to you, John.
I'm trying to remember the
He
registration of
doesn't
the
care,
car.
laddie, about what.
Oh yeah.
But that's it. Will you be on tour at that time? in
Yeah,
September?
I'm going.
So if you have a
yeah.
run of gigs before, because
There's only one before it actually.
Well, I do. Well, anyway, I do do the Crackdown for 5 nights or something, just to build that. Are you the same as me? Because if I stop doing comedy for a week, I get very existential. I get like, you know,
Yeah.
I need to be doing it all the time.
Same.
Yeah.
And I actually, when I stopped doing it for a week, I realised how unfunny I am.
Yeah.
I go, God, I'm a
Everyone was
serious
saying
bollocks. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going. I don't want to do anything.
We're like sharks, you know.
Yeah.
If we stop moving,
You just sink.
You just sink.
And,
So you know, like so when you hit that stage,
You have to start going.
you want to
again.
be dreaming. You don't want
It
to be
has to
thinking.
be up. You have to be in motion all the time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just.
And does it?
I think
that'll be the biggest gig you've done so far as a solo act.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the thing I love about, and I was really afraid of this last year, going, oh, got to do this tour and I got to have an hour and I got to be blah, blah, blah. And then when I started doing it, I started having a lot of fun with it because of the fact that when you're used to doing 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 40 minutes even in some places, that's a sort of a set thing. Whereas this thing was like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, half an hour. And then there was this little pit in the middle where you could start shiting about. You had this area where you could make things happen.
Right.
And then use them again the next night.
Yeah,
You had
fucking
the bit of space. The first half an hour gave you the permission or something to go off and have this 5-minute wander.
Improvise.
Improvise
What
a
do
bit.
you mean you don't get it?
I want that.
That just
I want the 5-minute wandering.
You
I never
have
come up with that
more.
one.
What did you want?
I didn't.
What does Dave want
But I think
most
that
in life?
just comes
5
from-
minutes.
that
5
just
minutes of wandering.
That just comes from the confidence of
Yes.
being on stage.
I guess so.
If you weren't gigging at all and you had your hour set up,
Yeah.
or if you weren't gigging much, you'd think, oh Jesus Christ, I better stick to this hour. You wouldn't waffle off. You go, oh, Jesus, I better stick.
Ended
to
up in 120
yeah, because you'll do the waffly bit
every
because
night
you have the
then.
confidence to
120,
waffle.
no matter what happened.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I like having a support now, doing 20 minutes and then doing an hour. I just like doing an hour. Just do the hour. Boom, 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 boom. Hopefully.
And are you going to write a brand new show for your?
Well, no.
next thing?
I can't fucking write. I just sort of.
Well, I think you have to just.
Well, no,
make
I write out
yourself.
cards. You know, ideas, and then by doing a run of them night after night after night after night, connections start to happen, and it starts to come.
Shoots come off.
You know, it's like a game. You know, sorry, there was just something here. Oh yeah. Well, no, actually, it doesn't matter about the idea. No. So you have one idea. It's like playing patience. You know, a game of solitaire where one idea and then that runs into the next, and then that runs into the next, and then that runs into the next one, and then it folds back, and then it sparks. You know, but if it has a lovely, natural, organic flow. But what happens with me then is, you know, and then I'll be like this. Look. Oh shit! And then this big opening of nothingness, void. Like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then you can see the audience. And then you look at the audience like,
Come on.
they're looking at you, and you're going, oh Jesus Christ! And then you go, old jokes. Old jokes. And then Hannah's going, they're old jokes.
That's why what you need
do
to
the pigeon bit.
That one, what you need to do, write those ideas on the piece of paper. Just glue them together.
It doesn't matter when
That's
when you're in a void, when you're looking at the void, and then you look.
You
then
have to
no, hang a second.
discard
You're in a
old
void,
jokes.
right? And then you look at something like torture 1582. Huh?
Yeah.
No, I did this thing on stage last night because I was watching Guy Fawkes' documentary. You know how punishment now, you go to prison.
Yeah.
Punishment then.
Oh, they were animals.
Right. Hung, drawn, and quartered. Do you know what that means, drawn?
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah,
drawn?
just push.
No, what's drawn?
Drawn like stretched.
No, this is nice.
Pulled apart.
So
Pulled
they pull.
apart,
So you're
yeah.
there like that, and they just wind it up, and you're just
Yeah.
going, oh fuck, and you dislocating and all this. And then you're hung up a bit, not completely. They hang you a bit, and they open up.
And they keep you alive.
I'm
for
not
as long
making
as
this up, and
possible.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if you're squeamish, don't listen to this. Then they open you up and sort of pull out your intestines.
Yeah.
You know, and you can imagine like people going, here. No, there's no pleading.
Oh.
This is going to go
But
on.
I think this is happening right now.
I'm
as well.
Can I finish me point, love? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I love Hannah and respect her very much. Right, so this is 1580. This is what I said last night in the Purdy kitchen. And then I'm thinking, God, we've changed. And then I said, well, no, we haven't, because I saw the Russian police, what they did to these terrorists, which the worst thing ever. the terrorists obviously did terrible stuff, but then the police cut off one of their ears
Made
and
him eat
made them eat it. So I mean,
Deserved it.
okay. My point is, though, I'm on stage saying this fucking unfulfilled, realized thing. I don't know where, and they're just like, oh, like, where are you going with this? I don't know. I shouldn't be talking about this. And look at Hannah. Look, bastard.
It's
fuck
just
you.
like quarter for half baked.
She's and this is
joked.
Hannah is referring to a review I got in 1994,
Half-baked.
96 in Edinburgh.
What did she say?
She said you
Quarter-baked
you
or
lose
half-baked?
sympathy for a comedian when he blames the audience as opposed to his own half-baked material. This is 1996.
That's where you go. Like you were
So that's
flying.
what she's so that's 96. That's 30,
it's-
40 years ago.
That's actually true in a way. Like you cannot go on stage in a big audience and try half-baked jokes. That's why you have small.
Reading a bad review is one of the worst things in the world. I remember in my first Edinburgh show,
Which was a great show.
was that Ich Bin Product, was it?
That was great. That was great.
I was
show.
reading a review on Charles because nobody had phones. I was reading a review of
In a
and
new-
it was
in
in an internet cafe, and it was this is the worst show I've ever seen. That's not me saying. That's not me saying this is the worst show. That's the review. And it was like being fucking beaten up.
Yeah.
And it's probably still there on the interweb. Oh Jesus!
Where does the fascination with Germany come from, Jess?
Well, it's a very good question.
Well,
I don't
when
know.
we were growing
James
up,
Goldsbury, like your surname, doesn't?
No, well, that's Old English.
Is it?
Yes, I'll have
So-
you know.
it's funny when somebody gives you a bad
Was it
review like
Jewish
that.
as well?
No.
It's funny when
think
somebody when somebody gives you a really bad review like that, you do feel like going up to them and going, "The fuck," like you want to grab them by the scruff of their neck, going,
Yeah.
"Fuck you." Like, obviously, you can't do that. But I'm just saying. When I
I
was
got
younger.
a bad review for like an event, like a dinner we did, and they were listing out all the bad things, and you just look and you're like, oh shit.
Can I just say I'm mindful? Can I just say we won't be doing Open the Cage or Conspiracy Corner.
What's conspiracy corner?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Because I have to get ready. John Colleary, 3 Olympia. What date in September?
September 15th.
Amazing. We're all going to be there cheering you on.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I would just want to say, because we have to start saying, if you like the show,
Oh, yes.
subscribe, like, comment, just help the algorithm
And
to
also
work in our favor. And
Okay,
if you have an
don't-
idea, just
fade
write,
the music down.
DM to David a personal suggestion
Thumbnails!
about thumbnails.
Thumbnails. Nobody knows what a thumbnail
Well,
is.
there's a lot
thumbnail.
of
Look.
comments.
Thumbnails.
Listen,
Look.
there's a lot of comments about that.
You have to figure out a way to communicate. And I would just also like to say,
maybe
aren't we
your
very
shows will be better if you figure how to communicate.
But aren't we
with
very
other
lucky,
people as
John,
well?
that we are able now, at this time in your career, to sell these, to sell, because it could quite as easily.
Have been so very, very.
Well, I mean, it's not.
different.
We're I'm just we're very grateful. Thank you.
And
And you have to see James Goldsbury.
Absolutely.
Well, wherever,
Please.
yeah.
Where are you- where-
I have no fucking idea, Dave. I don't know.
Okay, so
Well,
see
it will happen.
He'll be in the new series of The Savage Eye, which
Yeah.
is coming out in
Come-
2026.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. You can do the music now.
See,
Thank you, my princes, Jack and Daniel. Someday this kingdom will be yours. Thank you very much, John Colleary, James Goldsbury,
Jack and
Hannah
Daniel.
Andrews. Thumbnails!